Who will win today's match? The Stalwart Titans or the Slinky Panthers? Find out now on Quiz Kids.
It's the Bay Area Quiz Kids. Brought to you by the San Mateo Credit Union. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the show, and let's meet our teams for today's match. Over here, we have the Gunn High School Titans. And their opponent, the Pinewood High School Panthers. Welcome, teams. We're going to start out with the three-for-all. I will throw out a toss-up question. If you get it right, you'll control that round. One question correctly answered will get you 5 points. A second answer will earn you 10 points. And if you get all three parts right, you will earn 25 points. Good luck. Here's the first toss-up. It opens in the town of St. Petersburg, Missouri, where the title character lives with the widow Douglas. Name this novel about a boy who goes down the Mississippi River on... Yes, Elizabeth?
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
Right. Which author created Huckleberry Finn as well as the character of Tom Sawyer?
It's slipping my mind. Mark Twain.
That's right. In the novel, Jim belongs to this sister of Widow Douglas. At the end of the book, we learn that she has died and freed Jim in her will. What is this character's name?
Do you remember? I can't remember either. I can't remember.
It's Miss Watson. He explored much of the South American coast during his 1501 to 1502 voyage. The word America was derived from whose... Yes, Thomas?
Who is Amerigo Vespucci?
Yes, it's not Jeopardy, sir.
Oh, Amerigo Vespucci.
I'll accept both answers, but just the answer. Which Spaniard was supposedly searching for the Fountain of Youth when he discovered Florida in 1513?
Ponce de Leon.
Correct. And while commanding the Matthew for England in 1497, which Italian reached modern-day Canada?
John Cabot. John Cabot?
That is right, for 25 points. So the correct answer was, who is John Cabot? No, I'm kidding. This composer's ninth and final symphony was finished in 18... Yes, Elizabeth?
Beethoven?
Right. Which Czech composer wrote his New World Symphony while on a trip to the U.S. in the 1890s?
Tchaikovsky, maybe. He's not Czech. Tchaikovsky?
No, Dvorak. Which Englishman known for his work on atomic theory and color blindness developed a namesake law of partial pressures? John Dalton. The fourth movie in a series subtitled On Stranger Tides was released in... Elizabeth?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
The main character of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies is what swashbuckler played by Johnny Depp?
Captain Jack Sparrow.
And the fourth Pirates movie introduces the character of Blackbeard, played by which English actor who also played vulgar saloonkeeper Al Swearingen on Deadwood?
I have no idea.
He's Ian McShane. The Grand Canal parallels one country's coastline on the Yellow Sea. Name that country in which the Grand Canal crosses the Yellow River. Yes, Andy?
China.
Yes. Just east of the south end of the Grand Canal is this city at the mouth of the Yangtze River, China's most populous.
Shanghai.
Right. Located near the Yellow Sea's Bohai Gulf, this town on the Grand Canal has a name meaning heavenly ford and marks the beginning of the High River.
Chongqing.
That is correct, for 25 points. Which English author of Persuasion and Mansfield Park created the Dashwood family? That would be Jane Austen. Abraham Lincoln's re-election was secured when this city fell to Union forces after the Battle of Jonesboro. Name this Georgia Railroad junction which was burned in September 1864. Benjamin.
Savannah.
No, you can steal.
Georgia. What? It's not
Manassas.
Atlanta. It's not Atlanta. I don't know.
It's the burning of Atlanta. It has won 3 Nobel Peace Prizes. Jacob Kellenberger leads which Geneva-based league of humanitarian groups with an alternative crescent emblem? The Red Cross. The U.S. Patent Office refuses to grant patents for them. What kind of hypothetical device could run indefinitely because it would produce more energy than it consumes?
Wind?
I'm sorry?
Wind?
No. You can steal.
Solar. Just say solar. Say it.
Solar.
No, it's a perpetual motion machine.
What?
One major branch of economics studies countries as a whole rather than individual firms. Thomas.
Macroeconomics?
Yes, in modern times, what macroeconomic concept is commonly defined as 2 successive quarters of GDP contraction?
Keynesian economics?
No, it's recession.
Oh.
His textbook, The Elements, is still in print after over 2,000 years. Name this Greek mathematician. Yes, John.
Euclid.
Right. In Book 7 of The Elements, Euclid proved there is no largest one. What do we call these numbers with exactly 2 factors?
Prime numbers.
Euclid tried but failed to prove what statement regarding a line and a point not on that line that's explicitly violated in non-Euclidean geometries. You can talk it over.
Just Senor.
It's the parallel postulate. In 1893, this Southern Hemisphere nation was the first to grant women the right to vote. Name this island nation, the site of Auckland and Wellington. Yes, Elizabeth.
New Zealand.
Yes. New Zealand's highest mountain and the straits separating the North and South Islands are both named after what 18th century British explorer?
Cook.
That is correct. What indigenous East Polynesian people settled in New Zealand sometime before AD 1300?
What? No. Say it. Just say it. Filipinos?
No, the Maori. And we will be right back after these messages. Don't go away.
Since 1952, San Mateo Credit Union has been proud to help San Mateo County members and their families achieve their financial dreams. Our deep commitment to the community we serve includes offering a wide variety of financial education programs, like financial literacy workshops for youth, adults, and seniors, seminars about raising money-smart kids, identity theft prevention, and many more. For more information about San Mateo Credit Union, visit us at www.smcu.org.
Hey, need some video work done? We can do that. We do all that video stuff. We can even put your video on that internet thingy. At Peninsula TV, we do full-blown in-studio production. Talk shows, performances, speeches, anything. Remote multi-camera production, on location, at your event. And for the budget-minded, single camcorder production in high definition. We'll take your video project from first idea to finished product. For more info, contact Peninsula TV. And now it's time to meet the Quiz Kids. Once again, here's Brad.
We're back, and we're talking to the Pinewood Panthers and Max Darrow. You're a senior, and over the summer, you got to be a journalist as well with the local paper.
I did. It was really awesome. I got to follow a semi-pro baseball team and write all about them, and I had over 13 articles published in the newspaper serving San Mateo to Mountain View.
Covering their season?
Yep, covering their season, interviewing players, talking about their futures as college players and potentially entering the draft.
That sounds incredible. Good for you. Elizabeth Sartain, you're also a senior, and I don't care if this takes 30 minutes, you're going to tell this story. You were interviewing for Georgetown University, and what happened?
The interviewer asked me what I do, and I told him about Quiz Kids, and he was like, I've seen that on the TV. And so you're famous, first of all. And then he pulled it up, like your website, on his computer, and we watched some of our episode from last year.
Spent the interview watching Quiz Kids,
Yeah.
yes.
It was great.
If you don't get into that school, just call me.
I will.
Okay, Elizabeth? We'll take care of that. John Schultz, you're a senior, and you did something I have never done because I've just never done this. This last summer, you drove cross country.
Yeah, I was
By
living.
yourself?
Yeah, I was living in Philly for the first month of the summer, last summer, and at the end, I was like, you know what? I don't want to fly back. I just want to drive home just to see what it's like. So I got in the car, and for the next 5 days.
You know what? These movies tend to be like 4 or 5 hours long with Easy Rider and stuff. So it was a good trip.
It was a great trip.
Fantastic. I'm so proud of you. You guys are going to have a chance to earn up to 100 points right now in the collaboration round. I have 3 categories and 7 questions in each category. Pick a category. Tell me which answers you want to give. Will it be the category December, No Man is an Island, or words ending in "un"?
Yeah, words ending in "un". Words ending in "un." For sure. Wait, why is he laughing?
Well, no, this category is all words that end in O-O-N. Un. Ready? You fill it with helium.
Balloon.
It is the capital of Burma.
Something "un." Rangoon.
That's right. You can get a stiff drink in the West here.
Saloon.
That is right. It is a bridge made by linking boats.
Platoon.
What is it?
Platoon.
No, it's a pontoon. It's an African nation with the capital of Yaoundé. It's Cameroon. This is the Procyon lotor, a ring-tailed animal with a mask around its eyes.
Baboon.
No, it's a raccoon. And this is
Really obvious.
a Belgian dialect of French or someone who speaks that dialect.
Belgian dialect. Oh. I can't remember.
A Walloon. I think you got 30 points, so give her a big hand. Let's say hello to the Gunn Titans and Thomas Lee, a senior. And you have had an interesting life. You've had to travel through much of your life, haven't you?
Yeah, I had to travel from France to England and then to Southern California, and now I'm here. And it's all because my dad, he's been working research a lot of places, so I've been getting to see a lot of different cultures.
But you've been here about 7 years, so now you feel kind of settled?
Yeah, it feels pretty nice here.
Good.
And weather's good and everything.
It is. Better than England. Benjamin Lin, you are a senior and an avid ballroom dancer.
Yes, that is true.
Yes, this is why, we talked about that earlier. For 5 years, you've been doing ballroom dancing. You've won some awards. What's your favorite kind of dance?
The waltz.
Good. Take Thomas in your arms and do the waltz. No, I'm kidding. All right. Andy Zhang, you're a sophomore. And Andy, that means you're like 15. 3 years ago, you co-piloted a plane.
Yes, I did. As part of the Young Eagles program, I had a chance to co-pilot a plane for a while and fly around Palo Alto.
So there is a youth organization that lets 12-year-olds co-pilot planes.
That's right.
I don't want to know any more because I'm sure we could get in trouble on television. Very exciting. I'm glad I wasn't on that trip. Let's give you guys a chance to earn up to 100 points. Would you pick a category? Will it be December or No Man is an Island? December. I'm going to give you a December date. Something happened, and you have to give me an answer that involves that date. Number one, this King of England was born on December 1st, 1844, the oldest son of Prince Albert and Queen Victoria.
King George IV?
King Edward VII. In December 1833, this college in Ohio became the first coeducational college in America.
Case Western Reserve University?
Oberlin. In December 1791, this great Austrian classical composer died of an illness at the age of 35.
Mozart.
Correct. December 6th is celebrated in some countries, including Russia and the Netherlands, to honor this saint, thought to be the original Santa Claus.
St. Nicholas.
Right. Napoleon crowned her Empress of France on the 2nd of December, 1804.
Napoleon Bonaparte?
No, the Empress was not Napoleon, it was Josephine. In December 1903, the Wright brothers proved that controlled heavier than air flight was possible at this North Carolina site.
Raleigh?
Kitty Hawk. And finally, the chairman of the board, a Rat Pack member, was born in December 1915. He was famous as a crooner and sang, "That's why the lady is a tramp." Hey.
Elvis.
Oh, really? You don't deserve anything. It's Frank Sinatra. You earned a few points. We're tied, 75-75. We'll be right back. Elvis?
And now we're back with the second half of Quiz Kids. Take it away, Brad.
The Gunn coach could not be here today, but let's give a big hand for her, Miss Lynn Navarro. And would you put your hands together for the Pinewood coach, Dr. Gail Gomer. All right, it's back to the three-for-all, but now the point values are doubled. One question answered correctly will earn you 10 points. Two correct will be 25 points. And if you get all three questions correct, you will earn 50 points. A way to get way ahead. Right now we're at a tie. Here's your first toss-up. Good luck. This author fled to Central America to escape embezzlement charges, though he ended up serving 3 years in an Ohio prison. What's the pseudonym of this author of the short stories The Last Leaf and The Gift of the Magi? That's O. Henry. Which Middle Eastern country was the battlefield for a month-long 2006 war between Israel and Hezbollah? Yes, Thomas.
What is Lebanon? Lebanon.
Which country was unified in the early 20th century by a namesake royal family in alliance with Wahhabi clerics? The answer is, what is Saudi Arabia? The 1521 papal bull Decet Romanum Pontificum excommunicated this man from the Catholic Church. Name this... Yes, Max?
Martin Luther.
Yes. Luther was ordered to recant the views espoused in his 95 Theses at what 1521 meeting that ended with a namesake edict calling for Luther's arrest as a heretic?
Nantes?
The Diet of Worms. Biological cells are often cultured in a short, wide cylindrical vessel named for a German bacteriologist. Yes, John?
Petri dish?
Yes. Petri dishes are commonly filled with what gelatinous substance made from the cell walls of red algae? Agar. Computer science is full of acronyms and initialisms. Give me the acronym for the units that carry out instructions in computer programs. Andy?
Bits?
No. You can steal.
Oh, God.
RAM.
CPU. What word originating in Polynesia refers to strong prohibitions against a sacred forbidden act? My perfume, taboo. In the Alfred Hitchcock movie North by Northwest, the main character, Roger Thornhill, is accused of committing murder at what Manhattan complex whose Secretariat Tower overlooks the East River? That would be the United Nations. The messenger form of this molecule is produced from a DNA template and sent to ribosomes for the... Yes, Elizabeth?
RNA?
Yes. What other type of RNA brings amino acids to the ribosome where they are added to the growing protein chain?
Transport RNA.
And what biological units, the monomers that form RNA, consist of a ribose sugar, a base such as uracil, and a phosphate group?
Nucleic acid.
No, it's a nucleotide. Between 1850 and 1864, this final dynasty of China was rocked by a rebellion that ultimately killed nearly 20 million people. Yes, Thomas?
Qing Dynasty?
Right. Name the 1850 to 1864 rebellion based in Nanjing and led by Hong Xingquan.
Boxer Rebellion?
No, it's the Taiping Rebellion. That is the last question here. 95 for Gunn, 120 for Pinewood. We'll be right back with the final round.
Tournament champions will win an all-expenses-paid trip to Europe, courtesy of ACIS.
In our last round, when we had a question on RNA, Pinewood buzzed in, but they had consulted, which is against the rules, so we had to eliminate that question and the resulting question, which brought them down 25 points. We are now at a tie. We're going to put 3 minutes on the clock for the final round. The questions are 30 points each. If at the end of the 3 minutes we are still at a tie, I will go right into a sudden death question to break that tie. So good luck to both teams. Here's your first question. A traveler named Raphael Hythloday describes his voyage to this island, the title of a 1516 book by Sir Thomas More. Name this place whose name literally means no. Elizabeth.
Utopia?
Yes. The lower stratosphere absorbs most of the sun's ultraviolet light due to the presence of what layer with a high concentration of O3 molecules? Max.
Ozone.
Correct. He avenged a 2006 primary loss to Ned Lamont by winning the general election as an independent. Who ran for vice president in 2000 and is Connecticut's outgoing senior citizen? Yes. Elizabeth, outgoing senior senator. Sorry, you can steal. Just say it.
Carol.
It's Joe Lieberman. What city on the Manzanares River, some 30 miles from El Escorial, is the site of the Reina Sofia and Prado museums? Elizabeth.
Madrid?
Right. This Archduchess of Austria was 14 years old when she married the Dauphin of France. Yes, Benjamin.
Maria Theresa.
No. Who was beheaded at age 37, 9 months after her husband, Louis XVI?
Marie Antoinette?
Correct. What explorer named the South African region of Natal and bettered the accomplishments of Bartolomeu Dias by sailing from Portugal to India in 1497? Yes, Elizabeth.
Magellan?
No, you can steal.
De Gaulle.
That's right. Functions that have two inputs and star systems with two orbiting stars are described by what term, also used for a number system using only, yes, Andy?
Binary.
Correct. A king of Naples named Alonso appears in what last Shakespeare play that features Miranda, Prospero, and Ariel? The Tempest. Trumbull's painting of the Declaration of Independence and National Statuary Hall are located in what Washington, D.C. landmark? Yes, Elizabeth.
Smithsonian?
No, you can steal. The Capitol Building. What mountain chain has its highest point at Jebel Toubkal, extends from Tunisia to Morocco, but doesn't support the... Yes, Benjamin.
Atlas Mountains.
Right. He succeeded Trajan as Roman emperor in AD 117. Who sought to repel the Caledonians by building a defensive wall across northern... Thomas.
Adrian.
Right. Orange cup and staghorn are species of which creatures in the class Anthozoa, famous for making large calcium carbonate reefs? Andy.
Coral?
Correct. Headquartered at Fort Meade, Maryland, what agency runs Echelon as part of its focus on cryptology and code breaking? John.
FBI.
No, you can steal.
NCIS.
I got...
NSA.
That's right. He depicted Cosimo de' Medici and Adoration of the Magi. What Florentine painter showed the goddess coming ashore on a half shell? It's Botticelli. This fictional place borders Archenland and was visited by the Pevensey children. Name this land created by C.S. Oh, that's the end of the game with 275. Gunn are the winners. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration furnished by the Burlingame Scottish Rite, the Knights Templar, Model Compilers, the Bay Area Academic League. Some questions of Quiz Kids are provided by National Academic Quiz Tournaments.